I am going to be reviewing my Week 17 and Week 18 of my project-based U.S. History curriculum. I decided to do 2 weeks just because the last week was a semester test week, and it's not a lot's going on except for semester testing. So just to kind of fill in people who are curious about how a project-based learning is managed along with other curriculum things, I thought it would kind of be a cool way just to combine them both, and that way I don't have to do 2 videos. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in since we're doing 2 full weeks. I don't want to waste too much time. December 10th, we had a little geography bee thing. It's a thing our school does. It takes my kids like 10 minutes total to do. I grade them, and then the kids can go on a contest and compete against each other. Just kind of a fun little academic challenge. We did a lot of social studies skills discussion. I'll go ahead and open that up. Just a YouTube video. And it really went over... I'm going to start at the beginning. This social studies video went over how to study for my semester test. So I actually had the students review all the different skills and things they have. As you can see in this video, I'm going over all the different videos and skills I've done with them. And it was just a way for them to watch those videos. I'm all the way in January now. We're already back. And it was cool to see how well the kids did on the semester test. I had every single one of my students grow. Most of my students got all proficiencies, and so I'm really happy overall with the progress. I think the flipped classroom method is definitely helping me keep things managed. It's also helping me let kids study. So for overall, it's been really great. I'm going to just go ahead and move on. And again, if you're curious about any of these things, feel free to just click on them and enjoy them yourself. We did a reading primary versus secondary article. We talked about the importance of primary versus secondary sources. I noted to the students that secondary sources are not worse than primary sources. They're just different. They do different things. So we talk about the differences between them, like what each one looks like and the value of each one. So if you're a history teacher, I highly recommend doing that from time to time, maybe like every few, 3 to 4 weeks. Have an activity that goes over the differences between the two and the value of both. I know I grew up and probably went into college thinking that primary sources were the only thing that you needed, because it was coached to me that that was the truth. And so, just go over it. I got these little quizzes that we do with the kids. They're kind of fun. And then we did finish part 1 of the year-long project. Doing the project-based learning takes a lot of planning and, development. It's that idea of staying organized. And so I have this document that helps students see the 5 different categories that I go through. So we got the documentary, the essay, exhibit, performance, and website. Students now, like we're in January, they are so well into the designs of their projects. I got a lot of them who've built binders, who have all their drawings and ideas and themes and all the stuff they want to incorporate. So definitely enjoying all the progress that we've made so far. The kids have really benefited from these. I'll go ahead and click into one just to kind of show you what they look like. Each one has 5 parts, and right now all the students that we're working in this week, December, we're working on first step. They're trying to get the first step and just really basically understand what these things are, what's expected of them. And so they review the material, and then we move on to step 2. They start outlining their progress. I give them due dates and things like that, and I give them little small group meetings or one-on-one meetings in the classroom, just to kind of help me figure out what exactly they need. So that's that. Feel free to look at any of these links again in the video description. I always have all the links down here, so if you want to check them out, feel free. Let's go ahead and go back into this. Tuesday, we reviewed research questions. We talked to the students about what a good research question looks like, and I made a video about it. A lot of this time, students are really learning how to manage a project, what it really means. Creating your good research question is a huge part of that. We have these topics, we have these interests, but what are we asking ourselves? What's important here? And so again, I try to push them to ask them questions. And I tell them, ask questions that you care about. What are you interested in? And then we push those kids to think, and then they write down ideas. In this video, I think it's a video. Yeah, it's a YouTube video. It describes that process. So again, and if you're a teacher watching this, feel free to borrow stuff. If you're a parent that wants to know more of what I'm doing and how I teach, this is really it. There's really no mystery here. I teach really this very similar ways to what I do in my videos, where I give them the links and I mostly walk around. I don't lecture a lot. So if you want to check that stuff out, feel free. Searching for primary sources. We went over how to do that again, and analysis of year-long project primary sources. We did that mostly throughout the week. I'll go into what that looks like. I have all these sheets, and that's what I'm opening up right now. And these sheets basically just help students analyze the source. a very basic way. It's not my skills. It's just, like, hey, who's this from? Why is it important? Blah, blah, blah. I'll even open up one so you can see. And I got several different kinds that the kids can use. It's really beneficial to keep them organized. I love the sheets. I think they're from the Library of Congress. Nope, they're from the National Archives. So the National Archives does it, and they look like this. They pretty much all look like this. And it's just basic information. The kids have to print them out and give them to me. So the week that we're talking about, December, I can't remember the days. December, 10th to the 14th? The students had to give me 4 sources by that Friday. And I had to look at them, analyze them, check them off to be good to go. And that was it. So the students did that. It was pretty painless. Pretty much all the students did it. Most everyone has found primary sources. And so we did that for a while that the week where we had primary sources we had to find. So again, they look just like this. And, it's pretty simple stuff. So going on Wednesday, we had a social studies skills multiple choice test. This was a practice test to get my kids ready for the semester test. So I just wanted them to see what one of the tests would look like. This practice test had no points that I put in the grade book. It was just practice, just kind of show students what they would feel like. And I told them if they didn't do well, they should study those specific skills they messed up on. Again, my skills are always just those social studies skills that we've talked about. I might even have the document open somewhere to show you. I don't, but again, that orange video that had me in like the red sweater, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So if you want to scroll up and check that out, you can. So again, we did multiple choice tests. We did mostly design stuff. Same thing. Again, we did the design. We did primary source practice time. A lot of teachers said, like, how do you fit all of your curriculum into these projects? Like, it seems like you spend a lot of time doing skills, and we do. I definitely spend a lot of time doing skills analysis, but I try my best to incorporate the history that we're talking about. So, for example, in December, we were doing American Revolution. So the kids were looking at all the information about the American Revolution, how it correlates with the social studies skills we're trying to practice. That's not to say that other teachers don't spend more time on that content. I don't. I'll fully admit it. That we spend less time reading out of the book, and the kids spend less time filling in notes, like filling the blank worksheets and stuff like that. I just don't personally see a value in it. I take that back. I see a value in it, but not as much as everyone else. I think it's like maybe 15% of what we should be doing. And the rest of what we should be doing is like skills, critical thinking, applying that knowledge, finding interest in social studies. That's much more enjoyable and also much more useful in the long run, in my opinion. And I've done research on this stuff. I'm soon going to be getting my PhD in it. And I just feel like it's the truth, based off my research and my own empirical knowledge. So we did spend quite a bit of time analyzing primary sources on Thursday, and even on Friday. There was a video that we had to do on Friday, A Birth of a Nation, so the students kind of ended their knowledge about American Revolution. We win, hurrah, a new country's born, and that's where we really ended with that semester. We ended up with the American Revolution ending. All right, check my video. All right, 8 minutes. I'm doing good. So the students ended with American Revolution. We moved on to more primary source analysis. We talked about the extra assignment that was due. I told the kids that if they wanted to do something extra to show me that they understood the skills, then they could. It is extra credit, I guess, but at the same time, just because they do it doesn't mean they're going to get the points. They still have to show me mastery. And that's my entire shtick with this. Like, you always have to try to get better, and if you do, I'll give you those chances, but you have to work for it. You really have to study and try to figure it out. And a lot of students take me up on the offer. Like, a lot of them appreciate the fact that they can try twice or more, even that. So that is the week. Moving on to week, whatever I said. This is 18 now? Yeah, week 18. So that was week 17. Now it's week 18, December 17th. We had our first semester test. And just to show everybody, semester test is here on Monday, and then we had a semester test on Wednesday. So for those who don't know, if any teachers are watching this, just to learn things, at my district, we split the kids up where they only take 2 of their semester tests a day. They only have 4 total. They only have their 4 core classes. So a student on Monday might take their social studies and math test on Monday, and then on Wednesday they'll take their science and language arts test. And we do that with all the kids. We give them extra time to study. So the kids are with me for 3 hours. An hour of that they get to study, and 2 hours they get to take the test, which is good. and then they get like an extra long lunch, about an hour, and then they go to their next test. And so we like doing it that way. It's kind of a way to ease our 8th graders into a high school format of semester testing, and we try to do it in a way that's the least stressful, where we can really regulate their study time, really encourage them to work, just to kind of help bridge that gap between the middle school and the high school. So we did that on Monday and Wednesday. They basically are just work days for me. So I just hand out the tests and let them work, and I'll answer questions if they have them. I can't show my test. If anyone's curious what a semester test with social studies skills looks like, please let me know. I can't show it on a video. But if you are curious, I will be happy to talk to people one-on-one. So feel free to message me. I'll be happy to email or whatever else. But it is a different kind of test. It's not A, B, C, or D. It's a lot of analysis. And I find ways to grade it pretty quick. I don't believe in written tests that take 10 hours for the teacher to grade. Because that's the thing, too. With these semester tests, we actually give an incentive to our students. If they pass all their tests, they don't have to come to school on Friday, which is like a half day. And so a lot of the kids love it because they don't have to come up. And then some students fail my test, some students fail other tests, and they have to come in on Friday, and we give them help. We actually teach them again or find ways to show them like what they messed up so they can redo. So overall, it's a really cool way. I love it. I think it's a really great thing we do for our students. I highly encourage anybody else who does semester testing to do the same. And again, if you want to know what mine looks like, I wouldn't blame you because it's kind of different sounding. Feel free to message me. That week was such kind of just a crazy week that I basically just had the students, I just told them, hey, do your designs, do your primary source analysis. That's all we have time for anyway. So that's all we did. The kids showed me their work. Thursday was the same thing. Pretty much exactly how I explained from the last week. So these 2 weeks together were really just about getting ready for the semester test, analyzing primary sources, and getting our designs done for our projects. And that's pretty much it. Friday was a half-day intervention. Not all of our students came. Probably 20% of my students were here. And we split them up among 4 teachers, and we had tutors, and we had special education teachers helping us. So for us, it was great because we really got to work with students who needed that extra help. It's really rewarding to see how that system can work and really helps encourage those kids be the best they can be. So that was week 17 and 18. If you're a parent or a student or anybody else who doesn't want to listen to me do promotionals, go away. But seriously, goodbye. For everybody else, hello. My name's Taylor Hamblin again, and thanks for coming by. If you're interested in doing any work with this kind of like social studies skill-based grading or grade for mastery or project-based learning, it is, it's hard to wade into. It's a lot of depth to it. I'm still figuring things out. But my philosophy is we can only get better together. So if you want to message me, feel free. Got a bunch of other videos that go over all this stuff. I'm officially I'm past half point now for this little PBL journey because we end in March, and I only got a couple months left really to get there. So if you want to check this stuff out, feel free. I got a lot of other things to look at. Feel free to check out the History Forge website or social media. I'm posting stuff about 2 or 3 times a week, and that's pretty much it. So have a great day and take care.